by conductor by passing 1 ampere current, generally called as the resistance. It is having unit as a unit for the resistance is always ohm. It can be represented just like this. First, ohm is there first. Then second term, we have to think about the electrical conductivity. Electrical conductance. Second term. Now it is familiar here that this conductance is inversely to the resistance. Now if we think about this one, in this particular case, this electrical conductance represented by the term G is equal to 1 by Re. रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ each other. दोनों इनवर्स होते हैं, एक्चुअली अपोजिट होते हैं. G is equal to 1 by Re. Okay. If you think about this one, its unit is somewhat homos is there, or in atoms we can write like this, or nowadays we prefer it as a Siemens represented by the term S. Second term, electrical conductance. Okay. Now from this particular, we have to follow expressions for electrical conductivity, electrical resistivity, which are very important. We will think one by one. I think first we will have the electrical resistance. Equation for electrical resistance, I will write here. Equation for electrical resistance. Okay. We know here that electrical resistance always varies directly with the length of the wire, inversely with the area of cross section of the same wire. It is the equation. Now I will illustrate here the same example with some example. How the resistance varies directly with the length. How to vary? Suppose here we just place here the 0.5 HP motor, electric motor. 0.5 HP ची इलेक्ट्रिक मोटर मी प्लेस केली आणि त्याचं जे कनेक्शन आहे ते 3 किलोमीटर अंतरावर आहे. It is connected away 3 kilometers. If we switch on, is that machine is working in a proper way? No. We observe here that the distance is more one. As distance increases, length increases, it offers much more resistance, and hence there is no need proper conduction. Our electric motor will not work properly. So by that way, we have to take a clue in your mind to remember this term in a short like this. A resistance of the metal wire varies directly with the length and inversely with the area cross section. This equation, once you know properly, then whatever will be the equation in the MCQ examination, you can interpret very easily. There is no any doubt, there is no any confusion. Remember like this. Okay. Now in this particular case, if you replace this constant R rho into L by L, I am interested in shifting equation for rho. So rho is given as the resistivity. Rho is equal to R into A by L. I will specify here this equation. It is generally called as the electrical resistivity. This equation is nothing but electrical resistivity. अभी क्या होता है? What is the significance of this one? So in this particular case, R is the resistance, A is the area of cross section, L is the length. Okay. Now we have to define this term. Definition and its unit. These two are very important terms. Particularly first, how we define this one? Suppose that A is equal to 1 meter square is there, L is equal to 1 meter. If we think about this one, we can just follow like this. It is the resistance offered. It is the resistance offered by 1 cubic material, or especially it is the resistance offered by material having 1 meter length and 1 meter square area, we generally call resistivity. Resistivity can be defined as it is the resistance offered by a material, offered by a conductor by taking a 1 meter square area and 1 meter length, the same resistance we generally call somewhat resistivity. Okay. Then in this particular case, we have to deal with the unit for the same. आपको इसका यूनिट लिखना है. So how to represent unit, which is very important. Unit is in class center, resistance is in already in ohm, area is the meter square, around the same, per meter is here like this. Here. So if you think about this one, we'll have the unit ohm into meter is there, and we'll have the unit ohm into centimeter, unit for electrical resistance. So A square is there, N is there, we place here the proper values, what do you think about unit in this question? So it is a very important parameter, electrical resistance. Okay, after this one, we have to length 1 meter, that is 1 cube unit material offers some conductors. The same conductors we call as electrical conductivity. So these two equations we have to remember here. From the MCQ point of view, it may be asked in examination, maybe from the JW or maybe from the CET, or maybe from the NEET also. Okay. Now if you think about these two terms at the last, we will have the somewhat K and somewhat R is there, rho is there. If you think the relationship, these two are always varies inversely with each other. Resistivity and conductivity, these two terms are very exactly opposite to one another. We have to remember here these two terms, these two equations. Okay. So it is the somewhat some basic terms related with the conductivity. What is the actual electrical conductivity? What is the resistivity? And their corresponding equations. Okay. After this one, we will welcome to the another parameter. Here, what is the actual molar conductivity? ये क्या होता है? Molar conductivity. Just term is like this. Notice is like this. Molar conductivity क्या होता है? What is the meaning of molar conductivity? How to define this term? It is very simple one. Molar conductivity can be defined like this. K by C is there. Equation first. Or we can say, we can define in other ways. Okay. At the first, we have the first definition. It can be defined like this. It is the ratio of conductivity of the given solution to the concentration of the same solution, known as the molar conductivity. Molar conductivity can be defined as it is the ratio of conductivity of a given solution and concentration of the same solution, which generally called somewhat molar conductivity. This property is very important for the given electrolyte. First, okay. Now after that one, we have to think about the other definition. Suppose here we have to consider the cell. I will consider the cell like this. Conductivity cell is there, which you have to explain later on. Conductivity cell we represented in this fashion, like this. Okay. It is connected to the metal wire, having terminals to the source. Okay, like this. Okay, it is the solution. It is the specific distance. The solution is somewhat 1 molar solution. Okay. Now we have to define here the term. What is the actual molar conductivity? The molar conductivity can be defined as it is the conductance offered by a solution containing 1 mole of dissolved electrolyte, which is placed between the two parallel electrodes, which is large enough or sufficient to contain all the solution between them. The same conductance we generally call somewhat molar conductivity. So molar conductivity can be defined as it is the conductance offered by a solution containing 1 mole of dissolved electrolyte placed between the two parallel electrodes separated by fixed distance and which is large enough to contain all the solution between them. The same conductance we generally call somewhat molar conductivity. So we have to define here this term in this fashion also. In short, we can say that the molar conductivity is nothing but conductance offered by 1 molar solution at a given temperature, we generally call molar conductivity. Remember like this. Now, second important point is that we have to deal with the unit for the same. Here's unit gas. Now, if we think about the unit, we have to write the equation like this: lambda is equal to 1000 into K divided by C. Now, we check the unit for the molar conductivity. We know here that conductivity is having the unit as a somewhat Siemens centimeter is there. Along the same, concentration expressed as a moles per decibel cube, or we can see it as a somewhat Siemens meter is there. For our convenience, concentration can be expressed as a moles per meter cube is there. For our convenience. Now, if you think here about this one, in this case, we have the unit Siemens meter into here Siemens per meter is there. Into meter cube upon per mole is there. It is having unit Siemens meter square per mole. So unit for the molar conductivity, we have to deal with the just like this. Siemens meter square per mole is there, or for the sake of simplicity, whatever the cell constant we generally consider in terms of centimeter, and therefore we can write like this: Siemens centimeter square per mole. So in numericals, in special year schools, there will be the unit for molar conductivity. We would explain like that. So its unit is Siemens meter square per mole is there, unit for the molar conductivity. Okay. Remember here that this molar conductivity again varies with the different parameters. That terms we have to think here in a comparative manner. Comparatively, आपल्याला स्टडी करायचं आहे how the conductivity varies with the dilution or the concentration. It is very simple man. Only you have to remember here the logic and you have to confirm especially the examination. Okay. At the first, very simple one. Variation of conductivity, variation of electrical conductivity with concentration of dilution. Variation of the electrical conductivity with the concentration of dilution. Now how to follow here this explanation? How to explain this particular terms? Okay. Or we can say here that how the conductivity varies with the concentration. Somewhat how very strong. With concentration or dilution. Okay. In this case, we can say that conductivity, I will explain this one later. Conductivity always decreases on dilution, that is on decreasing concentration. First parameter. Second parameter is very simple one. यहाँ पे क्या होता है? What is the actual reason? Conductivity depends upon conductivity depends upon number of ions and ionic mobility of the ions present in the solution. Second, okay. And third one that particularly in this case on dilution the number of ions actually decreases. Okay. Now we'll explain these parameters one by one. For here at the first, variation of conductivity with the concentration of dilution. कसं होतं? conductivity जे आहे with concentration or dilution how it varies. कैसे बदलते हैं? Now let us think here about the conductivity. The conductivity always decreases on dilution, that is on decreasing concentration. जब concentration decrease करते हो तो dilution is there. Dilution in the sense addition of water. Increase in the solvent is there. So that is our dilution. That is with decreasing concentration, conductivity always decreases. It is the key point behind this one. Okay. After that, actually what is the fact behind this? We know here that on dilution, the number of ions increases due to dissociation. It is clear fact that on dilution, the number of ions in the solution increases, and by that way, if number of ions are increasing, there should be increase in conductivity. But in actual practice, it doesn't happen actual as such. In actual practice, it doesn't happen. Now, what is the real thing? The real thing is that in this particular case, conductivity always depends upon number of ions and the ionic mobility of the ions present in the solution. त्या सोल्युशन मध्ये किती आयन्स आहेत त्याची आयनिक मोबिलिटी काय आहे याच्यावर त्याच्यावर डिपेंड असते बरोबर देन व्हॉट हॅपन्स ऑन डायल्युशन देन ॲडिशन डायल्युशन केल्यानंतर होतं काय आपल्याला तर वाटतं की डायल्युशन केलं असेल तर ॲक्च्युअली नंबर ऑफ आयन्स वाढले पाहिजे ड्यू टू डिग्री ऑफ डिस्टिलेशन देन व्हॉट हॅपन्स हियर ॲक्च्युअली इन दिस केस इफ यू डायल्यूट द सोल्युशन number of ions increases no doubt after dissociation after dilution but in this particular case increasing number of ions is not in proportion to the dilution म्हणजे जितका proportion आपण dilution करतो तितका proportion हे number of ions increase होत नाहीत and as a result of that in this particular case on dilution the number of ions actually decreases so main reason is that in this particular case on dilution number of ions increases no doubt due to dissociation but increasing number of ions is not in proportion to the action of dilution जितना पटीने अपन डायल्यूशन करते हैं जितने मल्टीपल से हम डायल्यूशन कर रहे हैं उतने इस in the same way there is no increase in the number of ions and by that way in actual practice the number of ions on dilution decreases and as a result of this one on dilution conductivity always decreases. So this parameter, this thing, you have to study, you have to follow properly. So clear fact is that in this case, on dilution, the number of ions not increasing in a proper fashion. Consequently, as a result of this one, the number of ions actually decreases on dilution, and hence conductivity always decreases. Try to clear this point. Okay. In the same way, we have to think about the second parameter. A variation of the molar conductivity with the concentration of dilution. Again, same thing, slightly different. Variation of molar conductivity. Variation of molar conductivity with concentration of dilution. Variation of molar conductivity with the concentration of dilution. Now see, we have to study here this one. For our explanation, we have a graph. We have a nice figure now. With the help of this one, we can make the better explanation. It is for strong electrolyte. This curve is for weak electrolyte. This parameter is the molar conductivity. It is the root of concentration. Okay. Here we can concentrate intercept this point. We can write as lambda is 0. For our convenience, we can write equation like this. Lambda is equal to lambda 0 minus b root of c here. This equation is called as the Ohn-Sagar's equation or Debye equation. Okay. Now we have a clear-cut explanation about the variation of molar conductivity with the concentration of dilution. Now देखो बच्चों, if you know actually effect of the conductivity on dilution, we can easily concentrate to the molar conductivity with the concentration. How the molar conductivity varies with the concentration at dilution, we can easily concentrate. Now for that, try to remember these two terms. First one is we know here the equation lambda is equal to K into V is there, because we know here concentration is equal to 1 by V, where V is the dilution. First equation, we know here the equation lambda is equal to K by C. Okay, first one. Now in this particular case, what happens here actually, check this. इथे काय होत असतं, आता पहा लॅम्बडा जर घेतला असेल मी लॅम्बडा मोलर कंडक्टिव्हिटी, how it varies here from this equation, it tells here that the molar conductivity varies with the dilution. It increases with the dilution. With increasing dilution, this molar conductivity always increases. The first proof for the variation of the molar conductivity with the dilution. First thing is there. Now here, second thing is there. Second, we have to follow equation number second. Follow convenience. It is equation number first. Equation second is there. Check equation number second. In this case, how the lambda varies with the concentration? It varies with the concentration as inversely. एकमेकाशी inversely value होते हैं. So in this case, molar conductivity always decreases with increasing concentration. Concentration वाढतं, तर molar conductivity ही कमी होत असते. So you have to think here like this. Okay. Whatever the main key point behind this is how to show variation, how to observe here, how to remember here it, how it varies with the dilution or concentration. It is just clear from the equation. Lambda is equal to K into V is there, where V is nothing but the dilution. Lambda varies directly with the dilution. Our dilution increases. If you think about this equation, it varies inversely with the concentration. With increasing concentration, molar conductivity always decreases. Okay, excellent. Now, follow this graph. Here, graph check करें. Now, if you observe this graph carefully, what you do observe? We can observe here that in this particular case, particularly, this is the molar conductivity. It is the root of concentration. This two terms are there. How it varies? It varies here, right? With increasing concentration, the molar conductivity always decreases. So it is exactly matching with the above observation. Here's the observation we find us there. If we observe here these observations, it clearly satisfies here that with increasing concentration, the molar conductivity always decreases. Molar conductivity जो है वो decrease होती है, कम होती है. It is just shown in this graph. Okay. Now check here again the parameters related to this two. For the first, have the two curves now. Observe these two curves carefully. The first curve is the for strong electrolyte. Second curve is for the weak electrolyte. Now, by following these two curves, which major difference you do follow? Check yourself. In this case, we clearly follow here that these two curves generally show difference. Cause difference है. In this case, at the first, if you observe here the curve for the strong electrolyte, in this case, it generally intersects with the y-axis. This curve intersects with the y-axis, and therefore, if we compare the same curve with the curve for the weak electrolyte, remember here that this curve for the weak electrolyte doesn't show interaction, doesn't show intersection to the y-axis. Y-axis द्वारा weak electrolyte का curve intersect होता नहीं. It is the main difference between these two. Okay. Now its significance we have to study later. Now, if you observe here this equation is given by the scientist Onsager, or you can see it as a somewhat Coolidge equation. Now, if you think about the Coolidge equation, what is that one here? Coolidge equation, lambda is equal to lambda 0 minus b into root of c. So, in this case, what are the interpretations for these terms? Here is the terms what are these terms? We will explain here one from the Coolidge equation or somewhat Onsager's equation. Coolidge equation, we can write like this: lambda is equal to lambda 0 minus b into root of c u0. Okay. So in this particular case, if you think about this one, here lambda is the property molar conductivity at any dimension, molar conductors at any dimension. Here lambda 0, molar conductors at infinite dimension. B is the constant, C is the concentration. Okay. In this case, our main thing is that what is the meaning of the lambda 0? ये lambda 0 क्या होता है? What is lambda 0? है ना क्या मतलब? Lambda 0 is the molar conductors at infinite dimension. Now we know here that after making count dimension, the conductors are molar conductors increases. On dimension, molar conductors increases. In this particular case, the solution is so dilute that on further dimension there is no increase in molar conductors. The same dimension we generally call infinite dimension. So remember that infinite dimension is the dimension. Our solution is so dilute that on further dimension there is no increase in the molar conductors. We generally call it as a somewhat infinite dimension. So in this case, lambda 0 is the molar conductors at infinite dimension. Okay, accept. In this particular case, what is the condition for that one here? If you have the concentration as a 10 to power minus 3 molar or 10 to power minus 4 molar, these concentrations we generally call concentrations for somewhat infinite dimension. So this concentration if you take here and if you further dilute that solution, there is no increase in the molar conductivity. The same dimension we call as a infinite dimension. Okay, remember these two terms from the Coleridge equation like this. B is somewhat constant, which is having very smaller value, and we know C is the concentration. Okay, after this one, let us check here the beauty of this equation, this graph. So we have introduced this graph now. By taking use of this graph, we are going to introduce new unit. Check this. Now, the difference between these two curves, for strong electrolyte, for weak electrolyte, is that curve for weak strong electrolyte generally shows intersection. We can work out lambda 0 value. Curve for the weak electrolyte, we do not show any intersection. That curve never intersect with the y-axis. So remember that in this case, for weak electrolyte, we cannot calculate the molar conductivity by the use of the or by using this particular graph. By the graphical calculation, by this method, we cannot calculate the actual molar conductivity for weak electrolyte because its line does not show any intercept to the y-axis. Okay. Now in this particular case, one point which remains from the explanation is that how the molar conductivity decreases with the increase in concentration, or how it varies, or how it increases with the dilution. Remember that the molar conductors always depends upon the number of ions per mole of the solution. In case of the molar conductors, this molar conductivity depends upon the number of ions per mole of solution is there. On the contrary, in case of the conductivity of the solution, that conductivity always depends upon number of ions per unit volume of the solution. So this difference, basic difference, which you have to remember here about the variation of molar conductivity and variation of the conductivity for the with the dilution of the concentration. So for this one. So from this particular, we have introduced here somewhat today's last unit, and after that we'll just stop to continue explain the latter unit. So we have the last unit, particularly Coleridge law of independent migration. Coleridge law for independent migration. हे कोल्ड्रिच लॉ क्या होता है? व्हाट इज कोल्ड्रिच लॉ? वी नो है द साइंटिस्ट कोल्ड्रिच. Spelling is the KOHNRAUSCH apostrophe S. Like this. Coleridge law of independent migration of the ants. Okay. In this case, at the first, how this Coleridge law is? This Coleridge law is useful for calculation of the molar conductivity for any weak electrolyte which is not possible by any other method. This Coleridge law is useful to calculate the value of molar conductivity of a weak electrolyte which is not easily or which is not possible by other method, by the graphical method. It is your first one. In this case, how this law is? What is this law? For example, we take it as a somewhat molar conductivity of the electrolyte. Lambda is there. It generally follows as a lambda 0 plus along the same lambda 0 minus 1. We will call it as a equation like this. Okay. Very simple law. Now how to state here this law? ये law state कर सकते हैं. We can state like this law in two ways also. At the first, we can state like this. In this particular case, whatever for any dimensional solution or at infinite dimension, each ion migrates independently of its coin and makes their total contribution to the total molar conductivity irrespective of the ions with which they associated. Whatever this statement, we generally call Coleridge law of the independent migration. So we can state like this: at infinite dimension, each ion migrates independently of their co-ions and makes their own contribution to the total molar conductivity irrespective of the ion with which it is associated. The same law we generally call Coleridge law of the independent migration. It is your statement. So what is the actual meaning of this one? What are the conductors? What is the molar conductivity present in the solution? Molar conductivity of the solution. This molar conductivity of the solution is due to the presence of the ions. हे जे ions असतील त्या दोन ions मुळे conductivity असते. आम्ही हे जे घेतलं असेल तर this particular case here molar conductivity is always as a sum of the resulting conductivities of particular cations and anions. Therefore, this lambda 0 plus is the molar conductivity of the cation, lambda 0 minus is the molar conductivity of the anion. So, as a result of this contribution of these two ions, we have the overall conductivity that is generally shown lambda 0. So, by this equation, we can say here that at infinite dimension, each ion migrates independently and makes their own contribution to the total molar conductivity irrespective of the ions with which it is associated. The same statement we generally call as a Coleridge law of the independent migration. We can say that the same law just like this: lambda is equal to lambda 0 plus lambda 0 minus. It is equation for molar conductivity. Okay, एक last pass में कथा last pass में बची थी आज से clear. Okay, lambda is equal to lambda 0 plus and lambda 0 minus. It is molar conductivity of the cation is there, molar conductivity of the anion is there. Okay, after this one, how to find here its applications? Its applications कसे लक्षात ठेवायचे? Applications for Coleridge applications. So at the first, to calculate lambda values of given electron. Lambda values of given electron. Molar conductivity of the given electron. Okay. Now, how to find this explanation? How to illustrate example? Check this. समझो whatever the given data is like this. Molar conductivity of the HCl is given. Molar conductivity of the NaCl is given. Molar conductivity of the sodium acetate is given. You have to work on molar conductivity for the acetic acid. It is the first application for the code ratio. How do you explain? Now, in this particular case, we have to follow some arithmetic operations basis of the code ratio. How it is? Check this. In this case, we can write like this: lambda here 0 H plus lambda 0 Cl minus. We can write here the addition of this one. Or we can say, I will increase here one step. Lambda 0 HCl plus lambda 0 sodium acetate minus lambda 0 NaCl. Okay. So if we think about this one, we will have the resulting value. We get here lambda 0 of the acetic acid. Okay. How it is? Check question. Lambda 0 H plus ion plus lambda 0 chloride ion plus lambda 0 acetate ions plus lambda 0 of the sodium plus ion. Here we have the minus lambda 0 of the Na plus ion minus lambda 0 of the chloride ion. Now if we think here about this one, in this case, I will remove this bracket, nothing else. If we try to modify this one, this get cancelled with this one, along the same. This get cancelled with this one. Well, the result equation is equal to lambda 0 of the H plus ion along the same lambda 0 of the acetate ions like this. And if we take here the addition of their molar conductivities, we will have the resulting molar conductivity of the given electrolyte, which is equivalent. It is the first application for the smart code ratio. And if we think about the second application is for the calculation of the degree of dissociation from the given values. To calculate degree of dissociation, second application, to calculate degree of dissociation, How to work out here degree of dissociation? By doing the somewhat by the application of the code ratio. It can be written like this: lambda is equal to alpha is equal to lambda by lambda is equal to. So lambda is nothing but alpha is nothing but degree of dissociation. Lambda is nothing but it is the molar conductivity at any dilution. Lambda is the molar conductivity at infinite dilution. So by knowing all these parameters, we can work out degree of dissociation for given electrolyte. In this fashion, we can elucidate the somewhat code ratio for the independent vibration. So in this particular, the remaining terms we will continue tomorrow's lecture with this mistake.